All right, this is Kyrri from Kyrri Management, and you're listening to Kyrri-Kast. Hello and welcome to this episode of Kyrri-Kast. On this episode, we have with us the local Orlando artist known as AmandaLee. How are you doing today, Amanda?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Another day in paradise. So to start things off, let's see, when and why did you start doing anything with music?
I started when I was really young, about 2 years old. I used to go out and sing for my family. And when I was 13, I did my first song with my brother.
Very nice. What was the name of the song?
Never Leave.
Nice. So is the rest of your family musical?
Not really. Just my brother and I. Well, I mean, I guess in a sense, both of my other brother, he dances. One raps and my dad plays guitar.
So a little bit of music throughout the family then.
Kind of.
All right. So what was some of the people, famous musician-wise, that you looked up to and admired while starting your career?
That's a really long list. Aaliyah, Ashanti. I definitely looked up to Jhené Aiko, Usher, Beyonce, people like that. Really oldies.
And why were any of them more or less people you admired?
I really liked Aaliyah's music and her soulful voice. As far as Beyonce, I mean, her music's awesome.
It's not a lie.
Jhené, I really like Jhené's music because I could really resonate with it. And she always had something important to say, and I really appreciated that.
Yeah, it's always good whenever lyrics actually have meaning behind it, right?
Of course.
All right. What are some of your fondest memories musically throughout your house and your time growing up?
That's a hard question. My dad used to pick me up when I was younger from school, and we would sing along to Backstreet Boys in the car. And he told me not to tell nobody, but because that's embarrassing, but it happened.
Well, Dad, it's on the podcast now.
It definitely happened. And I guess also when my brother and I would, whenever we actually start feeling music together, that's always fun.
Yeah, I think that was something I saw you guys doing out in your show in Miami.
Definitely.
So how do you handle mistakes during a performance?
Internally, not very well. But other than that, I mean, I just try to continue doing what I was doing so it doesn't look so bad.
Just kind of grit and bear it. Don't let anyone know that you messed up.
Yeah.
Makes sense. It's usually a way that everyone else won't notice it either. So do you get nervous before a performance or a competition?
I get nervous like 3 weeks beforehand. It's terrible.
It's one of them nerve-wracking things, just goes on until you get off stage.
Absolutely.
What advice would you give to beginners who are nervous?
Try to, I don't explain it. Try to use your nerves to your advantage and just kill it when you get on stage, because that's honestly, I'm still working on it, but it's the best way to go about it. And it's normal for you to get nervous, so I guess just kind of ride with it.
So use the nerves as a strength instead of a weakness then?
Absolutely.
Kind of let it push you to go forward?
It definitely helps.
Makes sense. For how often and how long do you practice?
The practice kind of never stops because I get really nervous. And because I'm super nervous, I just continue practicing until it's the very end.
So it's just a constant day-to-day thing with you, huh?
Yes.
All right. It's got to be tiring.
Yes.
So how do you balance all that, with that and the rest of your musical stuff, along with, jobs and friends and everything else?
It's actually really, really, really hard and difficult. But I mean, I barely sleep. I work at night, so I guess when I get home, I'm still kind of wired. So whatever I could do at that time, I just kind of take care of it then. And then before I go to work, I'll practice or write a song or something, and then I'll go to work. And when I'm at work, I do whatever practicing I can do while I'm there.
So just constant grinding? No time to hang out with friends or anything?
I mean, I hang out with my friends, but they'll be at the house while I'm working or whatever it is I have to do.
So no matter what, it's just a constant grind whether you're hanging out or not?
Yes.
All right. So who are some of your biggest influences to date?
I really like Camila Cabello. I like Shawn Mendes, John Mayer, Kehlani. Kehlani's really good. Fifth Harmony. And I think that's pretty much about it right now.
So what are some of the reasons why they're your biggest influences right now?
Shawn Mendes, because, again, he always has something really important to say. He always has some sort of message in one of his songs, and I really appreciate that as well. And his guitar is awesome. John Mayer, because he always has something to say as well. So basically all of them, they always have something to say. They always have a message to take away with you.
All right. So since you seem to like a lot of songs with messages and whatnot, and I already know that you have the same in your songs, what's your songwriting process like?
It's kind of different every time. There's times where I'll just sit in a room and then it's just like, okay, I already know what I'm going to write here. Or there's other times when I literally have to sit down and think about it and try to figure out what emotion I'm trying to capture and what I'm trying to say, because my mind is always jumbled, so it's kind of hard to keep it in one spot sometimes.
So there's no set order or set way you have a songwriting process, then it's just kind of spur of the moment thing.
Yeah.
Right. So what's a typical week like for you?
Work, sleep, more work, practice, more work. So basically, I guess my work and practice and sleep, that's pretty much it.
So it's pretty much music, work, music, sleep, repeat.
Basically.
Well, at least it's a simple enough routine. What personal advice would you give to someone wanting to pursue this as a career, to be a musician?
Believe in yourself. Because no one else is really going to do it for you.
All right. Pretty much don't let everyone else's opinions of you drag you down. Make sure you have your own self-esteem up.
No one's going to hold you down the way you're going to hold yourself down, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, you're your own worst critic is what I always hear.
Yeah.
So, what is the importance of the connections you make, and how do you utilize them?
The importance of the connection you make?
Yeah, like connections like with DJs and like your fans and just in general, like connections with people throughout your musical career.
We're all human, so I think you should always have that human connection with people, like regardless of what it is or what they're providing for you or what they can do for you and what they can't. And I just like human connection with anybody, so I think it's always best to be yourself and be the best you can be with everyone. It's like that you can get that in return.
All right. Yeah. Always good to stay on the same level with people rather than thinking you're above everyone, right?
Absolutely.
So, last question of the day for you. What inspired the song No More?
I was going through a rough patch with an ex, and so I didn't really know how to say what I wanted to say to their face, so I kind of wrote the song, and it put me in the doghouse. But it's what I needed to get out.
Yeah, and the best way for you to do it was musically.
Yes, of course.
It's unfortunate that they didn't understand it, but seems like everyone seems to like the song, so that's always a good thing.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
All right, so that's the end of this episode for everyone, and everyone still listening gets the chance to hear a snippet of the song No More from AmandaLee.
Can't imagine all the pain you put me through. You could only walk a mile in my shoes. You would see how much this takes a toll on me. I feed you a dose of what you've given me. I don't wanna do this. No, I don't wanna do this no more. I don't wanna do this no more. So let me go now, baby. I hate to put you through this. Hate to put you through this.